She called me and she told me, if you're not going to be here by 6 and you're late 2-3 days, we're not going to take your child anymore.
Ooh, roles don't have to be so rigid.
I've seen them taking their bosses to court and winning the case.
Hello guys, welcome back to the More Afro Mamas. And today we're going to be talking about marriage and the roles in marriage. If you are new, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're old here, welcome back. I mean, you can still like.
Yes.
And continue this journey with us. So,
yes.
Marriage roles, Sarah. I mean, when I think traditional, I think baba nenda kazini, mama anachunga watoto, but I know things have changed, right? Over time, we are working more.
Oh yeah. You know, and when I got married, we were working, the two of us, right? Mm-hmm. But then I think it also depends on where you are, because here, so once I gave birth to my children, we had to figure it out. Do you want to raise your children or you want to take them to the daycare? So that if you want to take them to the daycare, then sometimes all the money that you're earning, you take it over there. Yeah. So it's a decision you have to make and agree, both partners. What do we want to do? So for me, what we decided to do is, you know what, stay home. We figured, okay, you're the one who's making less money. This one is making more money. So you know what? You stay home. I go to work. So my husband goes to work. I stay home with the children. And it's not forever. You know, you raise them up until some certain age. After that, you know, they're free. They'll go to school the whole day. So then I'm able to do whatever it is that I want to do. You know what I mean?
Let me just take it back for a little bit. If dad would go to work, I mean, mom either had like a small business, right?
Yes.
Yes. Unless they were able to work, and then there was always a maid taking care of you. But even if there was, right, mom would still be expected to come home from work and do the earthly duty, so to speak.
Yes.
Mom would still oversee food, whether she was cooking or just overseeing it, you know, completed and all that. And those were the roles we traditionally saw around us as we grew up. But now we also got into an era where more women are working, more women are educated, more women are holding higher paying jobs. And so moms are ending up going to work a lot more. And the catch, to go back to what you were saying about deciding, is that either now we're both going to work because we both got these jobs, and then have our children in daycare, which back home would be equivalent to having a housemaid.
It's easier back home,
yeah. But at least you'd have, I think the thing about home that I like is you'd have that to one housemaid. So you can kind of rein in what is being taught to your kids. You can kind of control it. Whereas if you're living in a country like America, then you're thinking about daycare. One daycare is extremely, extremely expensive. Literally, if we're both working, then one salary is going to go into the daycare.
In fact, that some of these people, they earn more money than we do. You know what I mean?
It's a good business. So if you're ever looking for
it's a lot of money,
Yeah, and I know even if you're late, you have to pay. I feel like it's really a lot, right? So you're paying all this, and God forbid you're caught in traffic. Like you worked in New York and used to go to New Jersey. You don't know how crazy the traffic would be?
Yes, and I remember I talked to you about it, that, you know, when I would go to a daycare for my daughter, she called me and she told me, so I would leave work at 5. Now, if I leave work at 5, I cannot even get home by 6. The traffic is crazy. She called me and she told me, if you're not going to be here by 6 and you're late 2-3 days, we're not going to take your child anymore.
Ooh, they have to make baby out of daycare. It's like there's so much money, we don't even care. We're going to kick you out.
Yeah, but also you have to give them time to clean up and all do this for the next day. So they cannot be holding the child forever. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough.
And you pay an extra fee if you have to drop them super early, right? Yes. Those people who commute again, you're probably. But then I'll think about the poor kid, This kid might not even be, he's not child, school going age yet. You're waking them up at 6 so you can drop them up at daycare. You're picking them up after 6 because that's the only time you can work. So for some families, that's not really plausible, right? And that brings me back to your explanation where you chose to stay home and raise the children.
And especially if you're here, and like where I live, I don't have family around. It's different when you have mommy coming to visit and all that, mommy taking care of your children. It's different.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course. Well, again, the values being put into your child, but when you put your child out there, your child is open, right? They're not only open to the teachers, they're open to the other students that they meet. They're through how they're raised. And I'm not saying everybody's bad, but I'm just saying the early years are so important in a child's life. Okay.
It's true.
So like you're asking about me, for me, our role, and I thank God I have a husband not caught in stigma. My husband is the one who stays with baby. And it's wonderful because he's able to work from home. So he's able to take care of my baby and I'm able to go outside and work. So it works for us. And I thank God because especially since mine is so young during this corona time, I see a lot of my workmates struggle because, again, you need your job to pay for bills, right? And they don't know. I mean, they're because they have to drop their kids at daycare. There's still daycares running now for essential workers.
Yes.
And so I have workmates who have to drop their kids at daycare, and it's so heart-wrenching because you're essentially trusting that these people will follow the guidelines, disinfect, remind your kid, keep it away from other, it's hard.
Right.
It's really hard, but all in all, I would say that the role thing, I guess, and that was kind of the moral of what we're going with this video, is that roles don't have to be so rigid. Roles can depend on your family and what works for you. What works for you might not work for Sarah, and vice versa. But people should be flexible enough, fluid enough.
Oh yeah, and if you're here in America, it depends on what state you live in, because some states where there are so many Kenyans, then they have other women. I've seen elderly women take care of children. So they become nannies, and you don't pay them as much. Yeah, you know what I mean.
What to my people? Another group of people that actually I see do that a lot is Indians. Like Indians from India, they tend to live as families. Like in my community, you will see like one house, and you're like, "What do you know? But they tend to do that. Like the uncles, the cousins, the grandma, and that I've seen like when the men go out to work or the women go out to work, there's always like an older lady in the home with all the kids. I think that's pretty dope, because then again, you always know what your kid is eating. You always know that they're taken care of. You always know those foundations that you have for your child are being given to them.
Oh, but you know what? I remember one time when I was working in New York City, and I remember this diplomat. So diplomats, they are given a chance to come with your house help, right? So they come with their house helps, right, from home, and you expect to continue paying them the same amount that you are paying them back home.
Yeah.
Okay. So they come here, wanakuwa wajanja, the house help. They realize, this is, I'm not supposed to be paid this. I have to be this and this and this. I have seen them taking their bosses to court and winning the cases.
And winning, because I was going to ask, right? I'm paying you the same. And I'm not saying anybody said, I'm just curious, right? If you're paying the maid the same, right? But haven't you paid their accommodation, their papers to be in here, their tickets?
Yes. So, some of them come and they hide even their passport, so that if you have anything to say, you can...
I saw something like that, but it was like a Kamzungu lady, and I was like, but that's slavery, okay? That's modern day slavery. Pretty much. But power to the people who took their voices to court. Your voice is everything. Use it. So what would you say to our people who are maybe the other thing actually just that you mentioned, people coming from Kenya in traditional roles, right? And couples like that, and then they come here and the man is forcing the woman to still take on the traditional role, and nobody should be stuck in a stigma.
You have to have an open mind. You have to have an open mind when you come here, because I've seen many people, marriages breaking. Divorces are high for many immigrants. You come here, you're the one who's working back home as a man.
Yeah.
But your wife comes in here, the two of you are now working for her. She gets a better job, like you said, and you get some just odd jobs that you are not expecting to do. And so you say, I'm not going to go to work. So you stay home, but you're not doing anything at home, right? You're not helping. You've got to have an open mind.
Yeah. Any advice that you have for any people right now, either thinking about their roles, having a hard time with the roles in their marriage? What would be your take home?
You care more about the marriage that you have, or you feel like, you have another option? You know what I mean? For us, we knew we had to, it's all about us being together, raising our kids, and we have to do everything we can to remain that way. So it's a decision that we made. So it's it depends on what it is that people value most. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. True. And again, don't be afraid to be uniquely you. That's my favorite line. And being uniquely you as a team. Okay. If this is what works for me and my person, this is us. It doesn't matter what that person is doing, the other person. What works for our family is what it has to be. Who cares what people post on Facebook? Who cares what you have to brag about? Just be you. Enjoy life. Enjoy the union God gave you, and let's make those marriages work. Marriage does work. 2020.
It does.
Thank you so much for coming here and having this conversation with us. Leave a comment, subscribe, share. Let us know what you'd like to hear about. And thank you for hanging out with the Mod Afro Mamas.
Thank you. Bye.